really wanted to be by her side when she's having an operation and when she's recovering. That's why I asked to be granted a leave, but they did not approve of it. Earlier in 2011, when she wanted to start the first grade, I asked to be by her side on the first day of school, but they did not accept that either. And now, after all these years and at this time when Sarah is supposed to undergo a surgery, they have turned down my request to have a leave. Of course, I'm ashamed. I feel ashamed because my dear sisters and brothers have left behind their loved ones to free their enchained nation and to realize an exalted cause in which they believe. They have left their children and have not seen any of the beautiful moments of their growth. And so many of them died before even seeing their beautiful children. And now I'm thinking of being by Sarah's side. I'm writing this to draw just a small picture of the oppression we experience. As my mind was taking me away with these thoughts, I suddenly remembered the memories of summer of 1988. I will never forget that hot, gloomy evening in August 1988 when the call to evening prayers could be heard from the Mosque of Hashamabad neighborhood. Tired of playing, Mahnaz and I went home as usual, but we saw my mother weeping. It was so strange for us because we had never seen my mother like that. She was always happy and smiled all the time. As she sobbed and tears rolled down her cheeks, she told us why she was so upset. Yes, this time it was my sister, Roghia's turn to be executed. And the only name my mother kept repeating was Roghia. Dear Roghia, oh dear, what should I do with your Mahnaz? What shall I tell her? After an hour, I learned that my brother Abdi had also been executed in that summer of 1988. My parents had been informed of the executions of Roghia and Abdi at the same time in the visiting hall of the prison. Before then, my older brother Ali Reza had been executed in September 1981, and then the other brother, Ghulam Reza, in November 1985. But Roghia's death was more difficult for my mother than the deaths of her 3 sons, since Roghia had a small daughter. Mahnaz was only 3 years old when Roghia was arrested, almost the same age as my own Sarah. When I think of Roghia, I think of what she was thinking of Mahnaz when she said no to the oppressors. And now I am here, Roghia's sister, worrying about my daughter's operation. Today, more than any other time in my life, I am filled with pain and with love. And I feel stronger than ever that I have made that right choice, and I've done so with all my honesty. And I do believe and I have faith that justice is much stronger than a mother's love for her child. There are moments when life loses its meaning, leaving it to us to give it a meaning with our deeds. And I believe it is the duty of every freedom-loving human being to recognize the savagery of his, her time and to stand up to it. Yes, autumn leaves fall down to your feet, but a firm and resistant tree stands tall. Of course, leaves are an unforgettable part of the meaning of a tree. Love does not fit in the cage of words unless you have felt the suffering of captivity. To climb to the highest peaks, there is always a large group of people to start with, to leave a small group to reach the apex in the end. The large group gives all its energy to the small group so that it could feel the moment of conquering the peak. The important thing is the resolve and the faith of the climbers. And you, my dear Sarah, your strength gives me power to stand up to the cruelties like a thunder roaring in the sky, giving life the meaning of endurance and resistance. And yes, this is the road, and this is the price for it, and the Savior is on her way.